Wait on, there it goes. Looks like it may be loading. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, just sitting here drinking my morning coffee, looking sexy as hell as usual. Thought I would jump in, talk to all my people. Been working on all my other projects. I do have quite a bit of client stuff I got to get done still this morning. But once that is done, um, I will get back to memeing and I will do an afternoon live for you guys also, but I thought I would just work one in, see if we can get a little bit of traffic in here. I'm taking most of the days off. I'm going to go over for just a bit. I'm going to use my diet to continue to get leaner. And I think you guys saw this morning, um, what I look like first thing out of bed. I did those hanging leg raises. I'm obviously looking a bit leaner there, especially with no carbs. I'm just going to do ab work and stuff on my off days. I'm going to chill with all the GPP. I'm just going to train really hard and push progressive overload on all my lifts 3 days a week on full body, right? Only going to do about 6 sets of muscle group. And I'm going to chill between that. Man, my triceps are lit up. In fact, I was kind of surprised my arms, triceps are getting bigger. Yeah, we're live, Peppermint. They're getting bigger. I can see a big difference in the mirror in the mornings, like when I look at stuff. So I can tell the triceps are bigger. But that's what I look like before coffee or anything. So that ab work, that's just how I look in the morning lighting with not having eaten or drinking anything. Yeah. So everything's just kind of coming along. Tricep, I hit a tricep PR yesterday and I woke up with my triceps hurting today. And it's not the tendons, it is the full tricep, particularly like the long and the medial heads. They both hurt on both arms. Like pretty intense DOMs. Yeah, so we're more physically prepared. So I'm going to use all that. Like that's already there. I'm just going to back off on all of it. I'm just going to focus on the training. I'm going to do some ab work like in the mornings on the off days. I want to get really good at those hanging leg raises because that will carry over to the other stuff that I want. It'll work my grip, it'll work my core, and it will help with my shoulder mobility. And I'm just going to push my lifts really good, and that's the whole idea. But those hanging leg raises, like it's funny occasionally, like some people are like, yeah, those are tough. I'm doing it right around 15 right now of those, but those are toe to bars, so you'll get people who will chime in and they'll say silly stuff like, oh, you're doing those the easy way. And I've done this to a couple of people in comments and I'm like, go try them. And then I've had 2 people do that and they come back and I've had them apologize and say, wow, I feel really dumb. Those are way harder than we think of as a normal leg raise. They're like way harder. Used to do hanging leg raises every morning. Yeah, a few years back, I used to do them. And I used to do a set like that on camera. All right. I used to do a set like that. And I kind of like that because it's like then I feel like I did something on the off days, but it's not really going to interfere with my recovery a lot. But yeah, I think that footage though shows where I'm at. Good morning, Jason. Man, Defiant, everybody's membership's all sloughed off. Oh well. I haven't been doing the lives. People don't want to do it. Defiant, you don't have a membership anymore either, man. What's going on there? It's all good though, man. It's all good. Actually, it's about the Facebook at this point. Although my traffic was lower than I wanted yesterday, it's still way up. But man, I hit a bunch of memes yesterday. I really need 2 of them to go viral, though. That's the main thing, right? I need 2 of my memes to go viral. And the reason is because, I don't know if you guys can see it. They're throwing me a big bonus. Like if I just, all right, let me see if you guys can read it. You probably can't see it. All right. Right there. Can you see it? Extra bonus. So it shows you I got that other one down there, but it's like it's offering me an extra $480 if I can just get any 2 of my pictures to go viral. Yeah, those are extra bonuses. I grabbed that little $42 one at the bottom. I missed the 50 one, but just barely missed it 2 days ago. Like I was almost there. But yeah. But it's offered me 480. So I'm trying really hard to hit that because that's 2 clients in a month, the equivalent on a bonus. And you get paid for the posts anyways. It's like, honestly, those posts would make a couple $100 anyways. the ones that qualify by themselves. So yeah, I'm just trying to push that. So I'm going to hammer, and I'm going to hammer groups with it too, because that's what gives me the ability to invite more people so that I get more people on there again. But I'm going to push it hard. We're going to push it hard, y'all. But yeah, I'm going to do some coffee chats. So what do you guys got going on? Anybody else? Haters be trying to come through. Only thing haters have left at this point is they keep trying to claim, like, I got a guy on Facebook, and I left him. I'm not even banning the ones on Facebook because they're arguing with me. Like one of them's in there talking about how poor I am and how tiny must live in a tiny house, and that everyone knows it because of how crammed my gym is. And I'm like, I've done a tour of my house the other day. Right? People are funny. But so I'm literally just getting paid to let this ass clown do that. So might as well, right? So I'm just letting them go. I like how you've been calling out those intels like strap on again. I'm just going to keep hammering them, and we might as well make it clickbaity. I don't even care anymore. Here's my thing. I did this whole thing of behaving, no call outs, being a nice guy, thinking, if I only help people, everything will be good, but business has still been slow. So I'm like, I'm gonna do more of whatever it takes to generate outreach. And then that gives me viewers for the informative content. That gives me clients. When people see that I'm still here and I'm on the radar, that's when we get clients. Like I was still doing a little bit of that, and I still was trailing off that when my coaching business blew up, because people still knew who I was. It's like, it's as messed up as it is for people to realize what you offer in terms of information, knowledge, coaching, other things like that. Unless they see you, they don't know that you're there offering coaching services, or what you offer are the results of your clients, and I've got to be seen again. I think it's pathetic. He sets his videos to private, and that's a problem. That's a problem, right? He just does it and just sets it to private. I mean, that's a bitch move, dude. Joe Schmo says, Jason, in general, is a squat easier to progress on than the deadlift due to the stretch reflex component and lower systemic stress? No. Your ability to progress on one versus the other is largely genetics. No, I don't think one is easier to progress on than the other at all, like as a broad category. For one person's genetics, one might be easier to progress on than the other. But no, not really. But notice how much deadlifting I do, and I'm just fine right now. Like for me, you know where I get systemic fatigue? I've noticed is my GPP and those days are actually beating my recovery into the ground more. So now I'm finding it a lot easier to recover if I just lift for 3 days, and then I'll build my conditioning back up later, in phases. But I feel like I've built really good work capacity, got myself into good shape in terms of work capacity, cardio, all that stuff. And now I'm just going to back it down and focus on recompositioning. All right. Since all that's really high, I can recover easier, hammer my training, pinpoint it, and then use my diet to lean out. But apparently, as a worse genetics in the fitness, I do, right? I feel like that needs to be the next little video. Right? Yeah. I'm gonna put up one with a bunch of my deadlifts and then do it like the vegan, because I did that with the Alpha Destiny one and it got tons of views. A few people came in and defended him, and it's just like the funniest one. Yeah, but aren't you admittedly on a bunch of steroids? And I'm like, no. Isn't he natural? No. I promise you, he uses more than I do. I promise you, he's on more than TRT. But let's come over to Joe's thing. Jason, why does Alpha Destiny have such a huge army of simps? My theory is that he's below average looking and short, so more people can relate to him than someone like Boogs or O'Hearn. And I think that does make him more relatable to them, right? The dude is generally unattractive and he's short, but it's going to be an army of the simps, not normal people, because the average guy is not short, right? The average American male is 5'9". Yeah, same with how NH got so many followers. NH piggybacked off me, though. I want to note, right? They see the greasy anime guy. They found him relatable. Yeah, they see themselves in him. And then and they'll do that in a positive way, but then haters will project themselves onto you. I've noticed that too. People who hate me will project their own nonsense onto me, and it's really strange. Right. Completely misguessed my real personality. Nobody cares about fake natties. It doesn't matter. It's still a catchy title. It gets a few more views. I don't know why dudes even obsess over this natty thing or not anymore, but apparently do. Like you say that, Big Yoshi, but man, people are so obsessed with even TRT on Facebook, which is my bigger platform. Right? Dudes are like obsessed with anybody on TRT is an evil cheater. It's just like in the whole fitness world. What's ironic is like there's almost no middle ground of the people saying, hey, TRT is normal and healthy. It's either everyone's like steroids are great, or right, or TRT is unnecessary and evil. How many inches on deficit deadlifts? I don't understand your question. Please ask it a different way. The number of inches on a deficit deadlift would be how many inches are you doing on the deficit deadlift? Like you have complete control of this. I've done anywhere from 1 to 5 inches, depending on what I'm trying to do. All right. I think this last year or this year, actually, my heaviest like 2.5 inch deficit was 545. But so I can try to answer where I think you're going. What's best? It's going to depend on what you're trying to do. Are you looking for carryover and movement pattern? Or are you just trying to add range of motion for extra hypertrophy? I'm going to agree with Chris Duffin on movement pattern. I'm going to defer to Coach Chris Duffin. He said going more than about 1 to 1.5 inches will not give you movement pattern carryover to your conventional deadlift. But in terms of if you're trying to maximize muscle mass, I mean, a longer deficit might be reasonable if you feel you need it. I would make the argument that I feel like deadlifts make us grow even normal without deficits at all. John Pork says you look more ripped in the last few doing side dollars. Appreciate it, man. Plus, you saw this morning before I've had any coffee or anything, I'll look a little leaner doing the leg raises. Right? Alpha Destiny Sims will die for his honor. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. It's also hilarious. Everyone on AD's social media and YouTube is literally a dude. The guy has the most gender imbalance following even for the fitness industry, which says a lot. Hey, John, I'm going to let my regulars just type out the answer to that for you. Peppermint, Joe, all you guys, if you guys will just go ahead and answer that. John Porter here. I don't know who that is. And the reason I say that, man, I feel like I've talked about it ad nauseum, and I just feel like a broken record. But if one of you guys will type out the answer for him, that'll make the stuff easier. I just get tired of answering the same questions every day for 3 years straight. No offense intended. Joe, I think AD is also a Sauk County, clearly does. Definitely nice and dry in the face. Appreciate it, Big Yoshi. So John Pork, right? Yeah. And well, you can be specific on the overuse. I impinged my infraspinatus on both sides. Okay. What do you mean he's famous? He's not that famous. He only has 7 subscribers, man. All right. Taylor says, thanks for the answers. Just trying to find ways to break a plateau of 495. That may not be the solution to breaking your plateau, Taylor. Your solution may be figuring out where you're weakest and working from there. Right? I mean, a deficit deadlift could just be a general hypertrophy exercise. It would bring your deadlift up because it makes the muscles bigger. So are you looking just to gain muscle, general muscle on the deadlift? Do you have a specific weak point you want to build muscle on? Or are you looking for a movement pattern weakness? Because a lot of dudes get this weird idea, and I disagree. I had a big powwow with Tom Martin about that, who was an all-time world record holder at the time. He and I had a good conversation where we agreed in our experience as coaches, deficit deadlifts are better at improving your lockout than they are improving power off the floor because it changes the movement pattern. Coach thinks it's to do a lot of supinated work, right? Yeah, I feel like all that supinated work was probably the factor. But now I can't even lock an empty broomstick with a full lockout, let alone. So whenever I overhead press, people go, you just need to lower the weight. And I'm like, lower the weight to what? Like I can't lower the weight anymore. Like I can't do it with an empty hand, let alone with a weight in my hand. So I've got to cut my arms off to reduce the weight enough to lock out overhead because my arms are clearly too heavy. Yeah. So, Ian is back posting online. Did anyone bail him out? Alan, you're the only person I've seen discuss this. So you know more than everybody else in the entire chat about it. Right? Since you're the only person to my knowledge to have ever mentioned this, you know more than I do. I'm legitimately unaware. I don't know if I can even see him. I have him blocked. Yeah, could you be specific? You said he's posting online. Could you be a little more specific? We got to be specific with what we say. Be like, Coach, why are you using the wrong word? I'm speaking in Ebonics. All right, shut up. It's an official language. It's recognized. So you got to be specific. So let me see. I might have him blocked. I don't know if I can see him, or did I unblock him? I think one of his accounts is unblocked. Let me see if he's posting. No, that one hasn't posted in 6 years. Yeah, I think I have him blocked too much to actually see. Yeah, I don't know, man. You could ask him. Yeah, no, I turned the sound back up when you guys told me. I have no ability to stop it from turning the sound down. So I've done tons of research, right? I've done tons of research, right? And according to all my research with the operating system that I am using, the applications cannot adjust my sound on their own anymore. even according to Windows. No, I have to change the entire channel settings for you to be able to link it. So I'm not going to change my whole channel settings to allow you to link it. You can link it on some other social media. Let's see. So I don't know if that's generally helpful. Let me see if I can manually put in what you did, if it'll work. Or if I'm blocked. Yeah, I got it blocked anyway, so not going to work. Home skillet. Well, it might on my profile. I don't think I blocked him on my page. So let me see if my page can view him. He posted his dinner. Well, that's a strange thing to post. No, I've got him blocked there also. So I can't see any of it, man. But Alan is right. He posted his dinner. Okay. Did he say anything else about it? I mean, I'm sure everyone's asking him. That's probably the only topic of conversation. Be like, hey, Ian, are you out on bail? What happened? You know, there's got to be people asking this. Like, you guys got to investigate. I can't see any of it. Yeah. No one seemed to be asking anything. Interesting. Well, I don't know, guys. So how do we know it was really him? It could have been a family member. It could have been a hacker. Right? It could have been anybody. Who knows? We don't know at all. Nobody knows. They posted it for him. The mystery grows. Dun, dun, dun. Ah! Sorry, this is my Beavis and Butthead thing. I don't want to do the real full screen like Beavis, or sorry, Butthead, whichever one, man. I forget which is which. Maybe it's a code and he's crying for help. Right? It could have been posted from jail, man. It could be his jail meal. Telling the guy his mom shouldn't be giving training advice. All right. That's how serious I take people's criticisms. Oh, man. So apparently I'm not training my side delts at all on those laterals. You guys heard it. It's all front delt. I'm only training my front delts with it. There's no side delt. And I just generally don't know what I'm doing. I'm not going to ban them, though, even though they made the account today, because they're not in the live stream. We only care about the lives. I need them to make more hate accounts on Facebook, though, man. That's what I need. I need to lighten that up. And this chat died. I might just end it. I could be making money on other stuff. So let me end the Facebook. I could be making memes right now. I feel bad for you not being able to lock out EverPress. It seems like you tried everything. I mean, at this point, I'm hoping maybe if I just get inflammation down, avoid overtraining. Yeah, Coach, this one's pretty dead. The afternoons do a little better, but that snazzy title might draw some extra traffic. Might as well end it because I could go back to posting memes, make 30 new memes today and put them up. I need to grab that extra 480 bonus. It needs to be turned into big money again. If I could get it to do half of what it did before, it would be a game changer. That's actually like my lifetime goal for Facebook is to get it to do 50% of what it was doing at its peak and stay there for 2 years. I could just retire. All right. No, I'm kidding. I'd still do social media content. All right, guys, but I'm going to go ahead and wind this one down. Let me give you guys a bicep shot. Oh, Mount Biceps. I started making the memes 3 years ago. And the very first month, it made $1,500, and then it just blew up. All right, we're out.